video, and today we're going to be taking a look at a super exciting figure today. The Hammond Collection T-Rex. Look at how much this figure looks so great. I can't wait to get into the review of this one. Let's take it out of the box real fast. Let's see, let's get it out. Yes, this T-Rex looks absolutely amazing. This is like the best Hammond Collection figure they've released so far. Look how great this is. Look at that chomping action feature. Yeah, this is so great. Greatest draftable figure ever released, definitely. I'm definitely not lying about that. Yeah. Okay, let's get on to the actual review now. We have the figure out of the box, and we just got to attach the tail, which should just plug right in. Let's see, we just need to push that in. I'll do that off camera. Now let's actually take a closer look. So first let's start at the head. Just pick this up. Which the head sculpt looks very nice. Can't really see the eye very well, but it has like the eye can kind of move and also has like a glass eye. Then I was moved down the neck. It has very nice detailing. Some pretty good wrinkly skin. There's the hands and the stomach, which has a little bit of like the patterns that the Jurassic Park T-Rex had. Then there's more wrinkling down the legs. And scoots at the bottom of the feet. Then we have some more wrinkling at the tail. Now let's actually take a closer look inside the mouth of the T-Rex. Which if we open the mouth, which I can't figure out how to do, let me just do that real fast. A little bit tricky. Also hard to get to stand. Here's the inside of the mouth. Looks pretty nice pink coloring. And then also like a rubbery tongue. And then also a rubbery, like really soft rubber on the side of the inside of the mouth. Now let's move on to articulation. So of course the jaw opens and closes very nicely. But also the neck turns side to side pretty decently. And there's also articulation in the waist. Then for the tail articulation, it has joints right here. There's a little bit of wiggle joint here. And then the end of the tail is like rubbery and bends where you can articulate and pose it. Then for the legs, there are several points of articulation. There's one in the hip, which moves it backwards and forwards. One in the knee, which you can move the leg. And then there's one in the kind of shin area, which I think can rotate, but also go forwards and backwards. And then there's foot articulation, of course, which you can move around. But yeah, that's pretty much it for articulation. Well, except for the arms, which has 3 points of articulation, which is kind of crazy since it has such tiny arms. Though, like, the Tyrannosaurus doesn't have that many articulation points, or the other smaller figures, but have, like, larger arms. This is a very nice T-Rex. Now let's move on to size comparison. So first, let's measure this T-Rex, which it measures in about 2 feet 1 inches, and the height at the hips is about 9-ish, well, maybe even 8.5 inches. Now, let's compare it to a few other figures. First, let's start with the Hammond Collection Geostembergia. Well, in the standing position. Then, let me get it up there. But next, we have it compared to the Tyrannosaurus, which here it is. Now, let's have it compared to the Tyrannosaurus. And then for all the rest of the Hammond collection, there's only one more left, which we can compare to, is the Concavinator. Let's see if I can get it to stand. There we go. Yeah, the Concavinator. Now I'd like to compare it to a few other T-Rexes. So first, let's start with the Thrash and Throw T-Rex, which is kind of dwarfed by this T-Rex figure. You can't really tell from here, but I raised the camera up a little bit. You can tell that the Hammond collection is a little bit taller. Then let's compare it to previously my favorite T-Rex, which is this one. I can't remember what it's called, but it's also quite a bit smaller than the Hammond Collection T-Rex. Then let's compare it to the, even though this is customized to be a Tarbosaurus, this is the same size range for the smaller T-Rexes that Mattel makes that are that have like usually just a chomping action feature. But here is it compared to it, which is tiny compared to it. And then, last but not least, for the last T-Rex, let's compare it to the Hasbro T-Rex. I traded a friend for this one. Well, I traded my friend something for this one, but here it is compared to the the Hammond Collection T-Rex. This guy. And just for a nice, simple comparison, let's compare it to the... Here's it compared to a Velociraptor and a human figure. And yeah, that is the end of the review. For my final thoughts on this figure, it's a very nice T-Rex. I kind of see the hype for it. I see a lot of people talking about this figure being like the best T-Rex Mattel has made, which I can see why they say that. It is pretty pricey. It's like $50, but I did find this one on clearance for only like $25, I think. So I picked it up then. And if you find it on clearance, I recommend picking it up as soon as possible. I got this one from Target, and I will try to put links to this figure in the description. I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.